Well, I'm reminded of my friend Desmond Hofmeister, who was president of the Baptist Convention of South Africa. And Desmond once was saying to me that, and to some others, that he was there at the inauguration of Nelson Mandela. And Desmond himself was arrested by the Afrikaner police for his protest. And Desmond said, a moment that was the most emotional moment of his life, as the fighter jets of the South African Air Force flew overhead in honor of the inauguration of Nelson Mandela. And Desmond said that he saw the fighters going overhead and thought of all the years that they represented the racist power of South Africa. And he said, and I turned to the sky and I started preaching to the jet planes and said to them that our God is greater than any jet power. Yes. That was the feeling that many of us had, the greatness of our God, as Barack Obama was inaugurated. But unfortunately, for some, that also then gave the feeling that the issue of justice is solved. You know, that we've got that behind us now. We have proven that we are not a racist nation. We can pick up states. We don't want to hear that stuff anymore. Give up this affirmative action business. We now, as a nation, have arrived. And in fact, with all due respect, some of our younger citizens, college-age people, are some of the first to say, well, you know, we don't see racism. We don't know what that's all about. That's your generation. But then you look at the realities. And the realities suggest that, no, it's not just our generation. Anytime a swimming club can deny membership to students simply because they are African American or Hispanic, it's an indication that Barack's presidency does not solve the question of justice in this nation. Anytime you can have the kind of hate mongering that continues in the hallowed halls of talk radio, it shows that Barack's presidency has not solved the problem. And in fact, the Jim Crow days, and some of you are not old enough to remember the Jim Crow segregation of the United States, which was not just mired in the South, but was all over this nation. My mother tells the story that even here in Philadelphia, back in the war years, the Great War, World War II, that she can remember going downtown to John Wanamaker's and being able to buy a hat, but not being able to try it on, here in the cradle of liberty. Well, this nation is still facing a huge challenge. And we're facing it because when you look at what's going on, it may not be Jim Crow anymore. Now Jim Crow wears blue pinstripes, goes to the law school and carries fancy briefs and cases. And now Jim Crow has become James Crow Esquire. And he doesn't have to wear white robes anymore, because now he can wear the protective cover of talk radio, or can get a regular news program on Fox. Doesn't have to wear his white garments anymore. In fact, I said to my church last night at our Bible study, you know, the Ku Klux Klan began wearing these white robes because it came out of this sense that black people are afraid of ghosts. And so they dress up in the white robes. So we, at nighttime, would think that they were ghosts and we'd be afraid of them. And have you ever heard of a great theologian named Red Fox? Red Fox once was talking. He said, Red Fox said, he said, if I see a ghost, I'm going to cut him. Well, we no longer have to wear white robes because now the racism and the vitriol has taken on a politeness. And even such venerable saints as Rush Limbaugh know the lines that they are not to cross. But any of their constituency can hear clear the same vile filth spewing forth in their statements that was once the purview of Robert Shelton and members of the Ku Klux Klan and the White Citizens Council. The problem is not solved yet.